Hi everyone, I'm Megan and my partner is Carol, and today we're here to convince you why we need to keep the FCC's rules and regulation on radio and television for 3 reasons. The first reason is it doesn't take away any rights, it protects kids and gives power to their parents, and it acts on public opinion. To start off, I'll give a little general idea of what the FCC does, our definition, because they didn't exactly describe it, our opponents didn't really. And according to the FCC website, the Federal Communications Commission regulates interstate and international communications by radio, television, wire, satellite, and cable in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, the U.S. territories, an independent U.S. government agency overseen by Congress, the Commission of the United States, primary authority for communications law, regulation, and technological innovation. So that just describes what they kind of monitor. I'm going to start off with a little story. So, during a mid-afternoon weekly broadcast, a New York radio station aired George Carlin's monologue, Filthy Words. Now, this was a monologue of words that could not be spoken on the public airwaves. His list included a bunch of S words and C words and F words. And the station warned listeners that the monologue included sensitive language which might be regarded as offensive to some. Now, a young man, or a parent and his son, got into the car after this warning had been issued, and so the father turned on the radio, and just a streamline of these inappropriate words were being said while his son was in the car. Now, this was the basis for FCC versus Pacifica Foundation, the court case, where the court ruled with the FCC being held that limited civil sanctions could constitutionally be invoked against radio broadcasts of patently offensive words dealing with sex and exhortation. The words need not be obscene to warrant sanctions. Audience, medium, time of day, and method of transmission are relevant factors in determining whether to invoke sanctions. So this is something that actually happened and actually caused an uproar where someone had to call the FCC because something was inappropriate and they didn't want their children hearing it. And this is a common thing that happens. So this brings me to my first point, that the FCC doesn't take away rights and why we need the FCC. According to the FCC, their website, the FCC is barred by law from trying to prevent the broadcast of any point of view. The Commissions Act prohibits the FCC from censoring broadcast material in most cases and from making any regulation that would interfere with freedom of speech. So they are barred by law to interfere with anything that could be freedom of speech or freedom of press. So therefore they can't impose on the First Amendment. And their goals are actually, according to them, to foster the commercial development of the industry and to ensure that broadcasting serves in the educational and informational needs of Americans. In many respects, the two goals have been quite complementary, as seen in the development of network news operations and in the variety of cultural, education, and public affairs programming that has been aired over the years. So their actual purpose is to promote education and information for the country. They don't want to bar anyone from speaking how they feel. Which brings me to my second point, that this exposure to the children doesn't allow parents to control what their children hear or consume. Just some facts from the Television and Health, an article by Aaron Norman. Percentage of households that possess at least one television is 99%. Number of TV sets in the average U.S. household is 2.24. Percentage of U.S. homes with 3 or more TV sets is 66%. Number of hours per day that TV is on in an average U.S. home is 6 hours and 47 minutes. Now, with all of this television being consumed, it would be appropriate for parents to have the safety that they know nothing that will come on that they don't want their children seeing or hearing. The FCC, according to FCC Protects Family Time by Irvine Chris, it found that out of 1,000 questions, 1 in 10 said that pressures at home and work meant they were too busy and the only chance they had to spend time with each other was when they were in front of the TV. So this article asked families what time they have to spend with their families, and they said that 1 in 10 said that it's during when they get home after work and they just sit down and watch TV together as a family. And half surveyed said that they thought the time spent watching TV was the best way to catch up with one another. But over 1 in 10 admitted that it was the only time they were all together in the same room. So that's saying that the only time this 1 in 10 families have is sitting together in the same room watching TV. And there's no other time of day where they're all together to bond. Psychologist Pat Spungen, who founded a Raising Kids website, which conducted the survey that the subscription-free digital television service said watching TV for an hour or two a few times a week can be the ultimate opportunity for families to bond. So if we have the FCC's rules taken away, this could interfere with this family time that is the only time for these families to have to bond together and watch TV as a family. If there's like content that comes on that's obscene or inappropriate, it could cause the families to not spend this 1 hour together. They could separate, go to their rooms, and not be able to bond, and it could cause a horrible family dynamic. And my last point is that the FCC has the public opinions at heart. According to their website, the FCC in its work is facing economic opportunities and challenges associated with rapidly evolving advances in global communications. The agency capitalizes on competencies in promoting competition, innovation, investment in broadband services and facilities, supporting the nation's economy by ensuring an appropriate competitive framework for unfolding the communications revolution, encouraging the highest and best use of spectrum domestically and internationally, revising media regulations so that new technologies flourish alongside diversity and localism, which goes against the opponent's point that this is outdated and they don't update their rules. They actually revise their media regulations so that new technologies flourish. And they also provide leadership and strengthen to defend the nation's communications infrastructure. And for these reasons, I hope you see that the FCC should stay intact.